What happened here? Let's just pause it. Like, oops. Just pause our tunes here and go over and see what I said.
LP, yo, Zacalix.
Hang on, start over.
Oh, I was like, LP, yo, Zacalix. Zacalix. I just said Zacalix. Because I was reading Zacala's name for the biddies because it highlighted it, and I was reading Calix saying love your face. I just made up Zacalix. I'm fucking...
Yep, that would be a thing. That would be one for the books. It's back to his eye over here. God damn it. Thank you for the exclamation supplies command. So if you're curious, now some of the roving actually came with this sort of this thinner wood one, but then they also have like a double, which is the clover version, this pink one here, where you can control how many needles you're attaching or stabbing with for like bigger areas. So if you take this part off, underneath, you'll see where you can put 1, 2, or 3 needles in here for that part, right? So I have 2 in there now for just doing that, but I've got the case on just so I don't hurt myself, because that shit can happen easily. I have that pink one. Do you really, Chow? The pink one is nice for the clover needle felting. I like this small wood one here just because it's easier for me to like use like a pencil when I want to like just quickly like shape things or like move things around. You know what I'm saying? Because once I've got my basic area pinned, I don't need those anymore. Now I just get picky, right? Now I just get picky with it where I'm stabbing. So, and then now I can kind of keep going around with my roving. But anyways, I'm gonna clear all this extra shit to the side, because I do have to like navigate this, and it's like performing surgery almost. It's fun though. I enjoy needle felting. I have to say, it is such a fun craft. It is such a fun craft. If you've not tried it, try it. Just be careful, but like it is so much fun. So much fun. And I think, Chow, how long have you been needle felting? Because I know you've been crocheting a while, but how long have you started to needle felt for? Keep going on this side here. Now, when there's little like loose fluffs and stuff at the ends, I'll be honest, this isn't worth stabbing in and trying to fight with little hairs. It's not worth it. You're just stabbing in things. You need like the bit more to work with to grab it. Yeah, there we go. Come back over this side. I might need a little more, which is fine. And again, I'm not gonna stab with little hairs at the ends. I just cut that off. You started like 2 to 3 issues. Oh, did you really? Needle felting, it's funny because I started with cutting felt. I have stacks of colored felt, thin and multicolor. I guess I should put back on my Charmander. Forgot that we don't have the onesie on anymore. And Anganet, please don't apologize. There's no needing to apologize for being AFK. You gotta do what you gotta do, honey. Okay? You gotta do what you gotta do. I started with cutting felt pieces with multicolored felt and stuff, and then I just kind of was like needle felting caught my eye, and I'm like, okay. It's nice because it sculpts it into the piece instead of sticking out, right? Like it's in the actual piece, like the eye sockets are in kind of like sculpt. You can feel like when you've stabbed it enough. Enjoy your lurk, Alaska. Welcome in. Happy Friday. I appreciate you. It is, okay, and this is actually wool, or what we call roving. Roving is basically wool, but it's colored and dyed. So I'll give you an example. Here is red and blue roving, okay? So it's like, take yarn and you can brush it with a copper wire brush, and you can dye your roving to certain colors that you need, right? So I'm using black for eye, but like you can see it's very floofy, right? It's like wool, like hair almost. So you can see here. So yeah, there's a whole process to get roving. However, you can create your own. You can create your own. I'll show you after Stream Raiders how you can do that and save some money. All right, y'all. We had 27 placed in 78. We had a 6-stack from LP Shazna, Puppy Chow, almost 6-stack from Space Hobo. Yo, Space Hobo joining us. Puff in here. I see you, Melodies and Bella in the chats, and Zacala's on all my friends. Okay, so we had a squad up north and a squad on the south. I'm gonna speed up the south squad because we need to rush to that boss and take it down quick. You can't have the wool here? Yeah, Anganette, it's actually okay. We can use acrylic, synthetic stuff, and create our own. All right? We can absolutely create our own. And I'll show you how. Because I appreciate budgets, money, and limited access to supplies. If any, sometimes. Azai had the most kills, and Pocket Roddy had the most assists that round. Everyone gets 8 gold coins, 3 lucky winners. Melody's Treasure the Monk, Albert the Berserker, and Pyro gets the Monk. Boss defeated, y'all, and 10 away from our next one. Where's the next green? Okay, so the skin chest, we're gonna start... Let's go here. We'll go south on the next one. I just used brushed out yarn fibers. Chow, that's exactly what I'm gonna show them. You nailed it, friend. All right, y'all, let's go on this east side because this thing looks like we need to take it down first. TBH, and I need a necromancer on this round. So now that the boss is done, I'm going to do that because that's what I need. We're going to block off everything else, and all of us are just going to kind of cluster in the midsection. Somewhere here, if we need a little more area, depending how much there are. Depending how many of us there are, we'll open it up. But you know the drill. Placed generally in this area here, here, and everything else is up for grabs. Oh, Jesus, I'm not even like doing the melee part. God damn. Exclamation SR, place your dukes. And I will see you all in half an hour. Okay, let's go. Let's teach you how to create roving. I'm gonna put Ori to the side for a sec. Here's what you need and here's what you don't need. Because it's important to know the difference. Let's grab and pick on... You know what? We're gonna pick on this blue. We'll pick on a blue, all right? Twisted myself. Okay. We're gonna take a copper wire brush. This thing's about $8 to $10 on Amazon. It's basically like a slicker brush. It doesn't hurt. There's no scratching on your hand. Like you can literally like, there's no markings, right? Like it doesn't hurt, you know? There's so many bristles here. What you do not want is a pet brush that has plastic nubs. All right, these little plastic nubs you see, and the wire. So when I say wire brush to you, I'm talking about this kind of a wire, not this wire, just to make sure you don't waste money, like I did. If someone suggested this who's been crocheting for 40 years in a Facebook group, I'm like, cool, $10 on Amazon. Let's go. Next up, you need some yarn. You need some yarn. I don't care which color. This one is Red Heart, and the color is Royal. Royal Blue by Red Heart. Okay? Red Heart, meh. I know. Work with me. And thankfully the center was easy to pull out at least. So you can literally take this and bunch this in your hand as much as you need to, but don't go too crazy. Don't go too crazy because we're just gonna do a little sample here of how to do this. Some people cut further and then like use the ends to brush, but what I do is I've taken this here and then I'm gonna take my loops here, and I'm actually gonna cut on one side. I do it like that instead of on this side. And now you're just gonna continually brush and try to brush out the roving. You can just brush it like that. And eventually, when you kind of flick like this, right, you're teasing it instead of ripping it. Tease that, keep brushing it. Keep brushing from the ends as much as you can, right? We'll start from here and I'll show you as you start to brush it, and it takes a while, you can see the fuzzies that start to form. Keep brushing, right? Eventually, once you've teased, like if I just pick on this one just to speed it up a little bit, you just keep brush, 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 and eventually you can see the ends of it form. They form that roving that I need, right? This is the roving here, and eventually you can stab with this because it's now a finer material. So you're taking the wool or the yarn or what, this is acrylic, this is Red Heart obviously, and you're just brushing that. Create your own roving. If you don't, you know, you can brush this, or you know, if you got kids, but eventually you can just keep teasing it and create it if you can't buy it. Gotta tease it like it's your hair, and then yes, tease it like it's your hair in the 80s. That's a really good way to put it, actually. On the actual brush itself, if you're changing colors, just make sure when you're cleaning the brush, because people, you know, to be honest, got to clean your tools. Just make sure to pick Just like this. Just pick, and then eventually you even have more roving to add to thing. But you don't want to keep mixing colors with your brush. So just take a second after a color change, right? And just sort of take that and pick it off just to clean it. You know, do it right. Do it right. Do it right. Very good idea. Yeah, so that's how you can create your own if you don't have, you know, this stuff. But the I'll tell you, the command I have under exclamation supplies, the box of roving, you can get 2.5 or 5 gram. It's actually not a bad deal. It's actually not a bad deal, if I had to be honest. Like, I'll show you one of the boxes. Here's what it looks like. Can we all just have some quick color pour on? Some quick color prawn. Are you ready? I don't think you're ready. I'm ready, and I've already got a few colors taken out. Hello? Hello? You could brush all of it, but if you can spend 25, 30 bucks if you're able, or 40 if you want the 5 gram. Hello? Right? Y'all? So, just saying. But anyway, look up roving. Roving is what you're looking for. If you're looking at prices, local stuff, you may have local craft places, you know? You may have local craft places. Just let me put my brushes back now. There we go. Do they have knot with wool in it? I mean, it's got to look up the roving. Like, you can create your own. I don't know if, do they have acrylic roving outside of wool? Do they have that? Leave my hair out of this heat? Oh God. Charmander, how are you tonight? Sleeping Beauty, I am good. How are you doing? We were just kind of needle felting, and then I paused to show someone how to create their own roving.
Oh my.
I know. Jenny's journal, all the rainbow. I love those colors. I open that box and I'm like, oh, so good. You need a brush. I just pulled the strands apart last time. Yeah, Jenny's journal. There's a certain brush, and again, I can dig up the link on Amazon that I had for mine. I don't know if it's still there or not, but that's what you need. You just need that. You just need that. Mentally, I'm in a really bad space, but doing the best I can. Dandy Him, always keep. I know you've been posting to the Discord and the channels and stuff. If you need to ever talk, just keep reaching out for someone to talk to. Keep reaching out for someone to talk to. We're always here to talk. So happy my girlfriend surprised me at bowling. Also, for context, I bowl for my school. Pinks, you're welcome, and that sounds dope. That sounds dope. You're dealing with a rotator cuff injury with my left shoulder and issues with my knee. Yes, the issues with my knees are partially to do with my weight, but I know these are just other issues with my knees. I just don't know what. Dandy Him, I know. I hear you, man. I hear you, buddy. I hope things get better. You just use brushed out yarn fibers and save them in Ziploc bags, right, Chow? You can't have wool here, Anganette. Yeah, well, try brushing with your own. And you can do that to make color combos. Yeah, Love AC. The blending that people do, when you take different kinds of yarn now, what I just showed you, and mix them and make your own. Make your own color blends. Think like rainbow hair on dolls or things or creatures. You know, you can totally do that. I'm gonna put this to the side. We're just trying to get the last little bit of Ori's nose filled in here. There we go. And then find pockets of white and just go back over them, you know? I didn't get any right in there. That's where I needed more. Cool. Sometimes you think you've got it, then you flip this over to guide it, and you didn't at all. There we go. Enjoy your lurk, Anganette. Time to go cook. Yes, enjoy that. Make that spaghetti, that pasta. Have a nice, enjoyable pasta dinner. Do what you got to do. We'll be here vibing. It is a Friday. So yeah, Friend is doing better. Obviously, he's just been released, so you know. It was just getting out and dealing with post-hospital. Right? Melody's Treasure, pasta sounds... It is, right? My guy would love that. He would be the one agreeing with you. Actually. Right now, instead of stabbing back around, I'm going to clip here. And we're just gonna, the little flick there that I'm obsessed over just filling. You made some moose biscuits and gravy. I have never, ever heard of a moose biscuit. What? And I say this because I'm a Canadian and there are moose. But like, what is a moose biscuit?